Welcome back, everyone, to Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. You're here with Lefebvre, otherwise known as DraxxKraven, when we chat. Chapter 2 of the Haya. The hardest days.
It started around the time we would harvest corn. During this season, the Army of the United States of America raided our lands, burned our homes and crops, and killed off our livestock. The Army told my parents that those who did not surrender would be killed or face death in the harsh winter weather, and so my parents surrendered. Thankfully, I was a strong young girl when we were forced to walk over 300 miles to Huildi, or Bosque Redondo, New Mexico territory. I witnessed the death of many of our people, from the wise and caring elderly to the beautiful pregnant women to young babes who were shown no mercy by the U.S. Army. Shikis, my friend, can you tell me a story that brings strength to those who hear it?
I will do my best. The saint wandering the land, pulling lost souls in to be saved.
That was a good story. It pleases me to hear about people taking strength from each other, or from the land, or from themselves. Faith? If it wasn't for the medicine on this earth, our traditional language, and all the prayers and stories the elders passed on to us, we might have perished. Knowing that I was a living, breathing creation story has kept me alive in the face of dread and doubt. Shikis, my friend, tell me a good story with sadness in it.
Sadness. I'll tell you of the woman executed in Paris long ago.
I do not often enjoy stories about sadness. You told this one very well, however.
Thank you.
The heartache I felt for our people was immeasurable. But I felt even more sorrow for these Pilaganas who did not know any better. They appeared unable to think for themselves, and instead followed the orders they were given by cruel, unkind, and morally corrupt men. Shikis, my friend, can you tell me a story that looks to the future with hope?
Perhaps. But let us focus instead on the future.
The Digne are like that too, strong in the face of adversity. That story brings me hope. The future they see? Someone told me that the Bilaganas believe in a story that foretells the end of the world. I remember thinking, what kind of sickness or witchcraft would bring about such a story? Shikis, my friend, tell me a funny story. I am sure you hear many on the road.
I'll tell you a tale of morality instead. A useless one, but still.
I do not understand what is so interesting about this kind of danger. Oh, the choices they made. It was grieving to see the humanity in some of the soldiers slowly being drained and crippled. To this day, it surprises me the lengths one is willing to go to ensure the wicked ways of this invasive, demanding country. Shikis, my friend, can you tell me a story that brings strength to those who hear it?
I'll tell the story of the farmer who gave me lemonade near Savannah.
This story is very frightening. I do not understand how you can enjoy it.
It's frightening? It was kind of creepy after all.
Another person told me the Bilaganas believe in a place called heaven. I imagine this isn't the same spiritual place where our holy people and ancestors have journeyed onto after they passed away. And now the sun is rising. I must prepare to leave. I have a long walk this way. Tonight I wondered, what memory do we carry in our blood? What will be passed on to our children through the power of witnessing and feeling the harsh flecks of humanity like sparks from a fire landing against the skin? I am left wondering what will become of our culture and our people once this cycle of inhumanity has run its course. We sing our way through it and look to the holy people for strength and protection. There is an overwhelming vitality in our songs. What songs help you to heal and persevere, Shikis?
Looks like we're due southwest to see if Dahia's third chapter is her last. Hush, what story grew in the telling? The talking seagulls who tell fishermen where they can find the catch. Funny. Any of y'all ever read The Old Man in the Sea? I don't know. I've read it first as a parody of itself, and I thought the parody was fine, but when I read the real story, I didn't understand, like, why the parody was supposed to be funny. It seemed like a poor comedic telling of The Old Man in the Sea. Not that parodying the book was bad, but that it was a bad parody. The Mountains of the Moon. Show me the true Dahia.
We were fortunate. We persevered. Everyone lost someone, and by the end of it, we all felt like we had lost everything.
Oh my god. This is magnificent. She's not a person, she's not a being. She is the mountain.
Thousands of people covered such a small portion of land. Our people were not used to living in such conditions. That is where we learned how to make fry bread from the rations given to us from the United States Army. Things at Tawildi only got worse as time progressed. And then we were given permission to return back to our sacred ancestral lands. We were told to be grateful for signing such a deal with the U.S. government, but we couldn't help but feel nervous about returning home. Would the land remember us? As great a distance as we were from the 4 sacred mountains, I never truly did feel separated from the birthplace of first man and first woman. Some swore they could see Tadulza off in the distance, and sometimes I really could see turquoise radiating from the top of the mountain toward the cushion of the sky. No one could have imagined the journey homeward would be harder, but we had no choice. The holy people were calling us home. Shikas, my friend, I need to laugh. Can you tell me such a story?
Hopefully. Oh crap. Wait, there we go. The 8 identical men born to 8 different mothers who each mistook the other for his brother. There we go. Always good for a chuckle.
It's good to laugh. The past. Looking back at the pain our people have suffered since the Bilagana invaded our homeland, Dinebeke has only brought negative thoughts that create sickness. As Dine, we must not forget the evil ways of this invasive country, but we must also fight this sickness before it infects our future. Shikas, my friend, tell me a funny story. I am sure you hear many on the road.
I'm running out of funny stories, my dear. The aristocratic ghost doomed to mingle with hobos for all eternity. There we go. That's a good one.
That one made me smile. You told it well. Bondage? Yes. The soldiers brought with them instruments that bound people to themselves.
Interesting.
Not like a cradle board, not like a blanket wrapped tightly against the skin. No, this was cold, weighted metal that reminded the person that they were restricted from being a human being. It was grotesque, cruel, and unnecessary. But given all we'd been through, it didn't surprise us one bit. You have traveled so far Surely you have exciting stories. Please, tell me one.
Thunderbirds, swooping and darting around the high places.
You have seen interesting things, Shikis, my friend, and you speak about them very well. Freedom? The sun moves through the sky on an unrestricted path, but it has chosen its destination. It is in sync with nature and knows its destiny. Yet sometimes the most liberated one can be is in the company of another. Oh, my journey has been blessed as I walk this path with you, Shikis, my friend. Shikis, my friend. Can you tell me a story that looks to the future with hope?
I may yet have one more. I'll tell you of Little Ben's struggles, and you tell me of choice.
The Digne are like that too, strong in the face of adversity. That story brings me hope. Our choices, if we are to survive, the only option we have is to continue down the pollen path. Even in the face of drought, disease, or the encroaching bee laganas and their childish ways. Shikis, my friend, can you tell me a story that brings strength to those who hear it?
Tell me about your home.
Oh, I don't have it in my heart to enjoy this story. Our home. They said we were fortunate to return to our sacred homeland. Not every tribe has been allowed the same form of peace and renewal with these unreasonable people. But madness creates the illusion of ownership and responsibility over a proud people who were guided here with the blessings of the holy people. Our story doesn't end here. The story is still being told. As long as our language, culture, and traditions are alive and evolving, we are actively telling the story of who we are and where we have come from. But for now, the story of Hawilti is finished. With beauty may I walk. With beauty before me may I walk. With beauty behind me may I walk. With beauty above me may I walk. With beauty all around me may I walk. It is finished in beauty. It is finished in beauty.
Farewell, Dahlia. Where to now, I wonder? North along California, I suspect. Perhaps I can catch a ride. Or, oh god, or buy a ticket from LA to... What is that north of me? I'll be honest, I don't remember. Denver, Memphis, New York, Cincinnati. No, those are all fine places, but I don't need to go to any of them. Looks like I'm stuck walking north. Damn it. Oh, wait. Oh, you're a doll. Let me in that car. Hot damn. Where am I going? Just drive, man. Just drive. You can't take me further from where I mean to go. And I thought it was gonna be unbearable. But there'll be rain if God wills it. Although, if you should be forced to say that, dig a well while you say it. To San Francisco, of course. Silly me. All vehicles leave this way. Thank you very much. You took a lot of travel time off of me. Oh god. Oh god. Are you okay? Are you okay, Drifter? Hot damn. There we go. Bertha, crying like the wind.
I'm from a long line of people that moved on. My grandparents came from Germany because they had to. My husband's parents came west to Ohio, then Missouri, then Oklahoma. But my husband didn't have the courage for it in the end. He'd rather drink and die than fight and live. Anyway, do you know any good sad stories? Anything true and real?
Nothing to match that, but I'll do my fucking best. Jesus.
Sorry, there's dust in my eye. My past. Well, my son that was born dead I buried back by our old house in Okima. And then there were the two girls that lived long enough to come out here before my husband took them back. That's my past.
Got it.
Anyway, I'm looking for a good laugh.
I might have something. I'll stick to Drifter's Tales for now. Don't want to waste the real good ones until the next chapter.
Oh, my sides hurt. Look. Well, my son was born dead. No reason to that. We don't get to pick what happens to us.
You don't get to choose who lives or dies. Not in a case like that, anyway.
Anyway, know any good hopeful stories to share? I could sure use one.
Quinn.
Thank you for sharing that one. I feel a little better now. Travel. Some people travel because they're curious what's over the next hill, or they're restless and they just like moving. Not me. I move when I can't stay.
Which seems to happen more often than not.
Been so long since I last chuckled, I'm not sure my mouth can do it anymore. Can you tell me a story that'll make me laugh?
I'll tell you of little Ben's struggles. Try to focus on the funny parts.
Give me a moment just to catch my breath. Preachers say you can choose to steal or not, choose to work hard or be lazy. But you steal if you're too hungry not to. And that's not a choice you made. I've had a hard day.
Let's see if there's any joy in your life.
That's a good one. I'll try to remember it when I'm out in the fields.
What? No VO? Alright. Joy? Well, my husband's mother, Vivia, was a cuss. She told me once, it feels like a pretty good vengeance just being alive still when the world wants you dead.
California isn't what they told us. It gets cold here at night, same as anywhere. And the people here weren't happy to see us coming. We spend all day hungry while we're picking lettuce and apricots. Abundance all around. But we don't dare touch it. And there's no more west to go. I'm headed this way to the next job. You say hello if we cross paths again, all right?
Damn. Got it. Bertha's displacement. I do believe she's out Vegas way. Still, that's awfully far from me. But does that train station lead in that direction? If it does, I can use that. It seems it. I'll take the risk. I'll ride the rails. But that'll do for this episode of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. If you liked what you saw, hop a train to the city of San Francisco. Oh, to Las Vegas. Perfect. Whoa, August? Homestead of the fuck? Holy shit, pal, what are you doing out here?
The game started turning my head.
This is awesome. What the fuck? August, you old sea salt. All right, we're gonna keep this. It's not over yet.
Long gams, gleam in her eye, all dolled up, and I was done. I didn't know how to talk to a dame. I was a boy, play acting as a man. But when I indulged in a little liquid courage, I was off to the races. So I miss them blood-pounding adventure stories. You got any like that?
I got a shit ton, August. Let me see if I can find something I'm looking for. How about those Thunderbirds? I ever tell you about those Thunderbirds?
That's the kind of adventure that sticks with you. They say when you get hitched, you give up your freedom. Freedom to do what? I got freedom now. Look where it's got me. You know, some of them books that make me shiver. Murders, ghosts, and witches. Stuff even worse. You got any of those?
Yeah, I got some of those. Scary stories. The cursed fortune teller fleeing the bargain she made long ago.
Those scary ones can be good, the way you tell them.
Thanks, August.
Don't know how me and Louisa came together. We couldn't have known where we'd end up. Guess we had faith. Her and me and her. But you tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen on the roads out here? Anything good and exciting?
Let's see if this tale takes a sad turn. Oh, no, never mind. I can't tell Franklin's tale. Whatever. I'll tell the tale of the tyrannical farmer who drove his son to kill himself in the grain silo.
Come on, that can't be true. Sorrow ain't like that. Sadness? Yeah, remembering it all makes me sad. All the time me and Louisa wasted fighting, you'd think that'd hurt the most. But remembering her smile, her laugh, that's what tears me up inside. But you tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen on the roads out?
Tell me about your home, August.
My blood's pumping. That's the kind I used to like as a boy. Our home? Louise and me didn't have much starting out. We lived in a log cabin on her daddy's land, but that didn't matter. Home ain't nothing but a state of mind. But you know, the books I miss the most is the hope.
We're talking about the past. Tell me about the past.
I seen things 100 times worse than that, I can tell you. The past. I remember being happy with Louisa. Maybe people only gets a limited amount of happiness, and we used all ours up. Well, here's the sun. Gotta get going soon.
Wild. Later, August.
All this talk makes me think about my girl. Before our daughter, I never knew what it was like to have a life depend on mine. But once I held my baby girl in my arms, I finally learned my daddy's lesson. What about you? What lessons have you learned as your life goes twisting along?
All the success. Oh my god. Super successful episode, y'all. We'll continue it next time. Good night, everyone.